Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoke in the air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new age, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here we are dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. Get ready for the game I play. Roll the dice like no one cares. Smoke in the air, get excited, baby. Welcome to the new age, standing on the new stage. Get drunk before sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Lose control, dancing in the golden light. Gone crazy, we are running out of time. Fancy dream flying above the city light. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. She moves like she's in paradise, can't leave the comfort zone, and I am in the limbo, that's alright. Higher than the vulture fly. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat that soul, don't ask me what is real. Just fill me with that alcohol, the time is getting slow. No words convince me, beat the soul, don't ask me what is real. Get drunk, live for sunrise in the moonlight. Just don't wake me up, we do what we like. Let's funk after midnight, sparking twilight. We just turn it up, wait for new sunrise. Get me some disco music through the night. Here we
Hello everyone, my name is Archer, and this is more Limbus Company. How are you all doing today? Hello Platinum Rover, hello Kokomo, yes, pretty excited. We're gonna finish Warp Train since I was brutally interrupted last stream, and we're gonna start Kanto 7. Hope you're all doing today. I hope you're ready for peak. I'm always ready for peak. I hope it's peak. Because, you know, everybody debates on which Kanto is their favorite. But let me continue. We're almost there at the end of Warp Train. You're dancing on your toes, watch you super arch your hose. Hello, Teddy Belker, 4K ultra wide. Gonna need answers for that message on the card. Whenever I'm feeling down, I indulge in a bit of creamer. It should be actually self-explanatory. Platinum Rover. That's literally what it is. Oh, okay. I need Inconfallen. Okay. No, let's just get one. I just need one. Also, I want everybody to say hi for my newest party member, Reindeer Boy. Gonna be joining us permanently from now on. Now I have 6 people that have syncing. Sup syntax. Well, I'm doing horror today. It's 40 C's outside, and in the small hole that I call my room, I feel every degree in it. I'm so sorry. Here is completely opposite. Actually, it's 13 right now. I feel. Let me check. It's probably warmer already. It was 13 degrees whenever I woke up, and it's 19 right now. So it's pretty chilly. Pretty chill. Has Zemudia been kind to ya? I haven't played more than whatever I posted that day. I will play more later today, and I will post it later today as well. But I'm excited to dive into the sewers. EAP, hello Moses, hello Borbed, you guys coming to good time. I am in here. Warp trains. Let's go. This room. What is that look on thy faces? Thou standest in the audience of the prince. Where are thy obsequious smiles? He must be the Bloodfiend who causes outbreak. He is our target. He speaks like Don Quixote, for a weird reason. Fall to thy knees and grovel before royalty. Who the hell are you to make those demands? I shall impart this upon thee only once, so listen well. Thou mayest address me as Prince Cassetti, the sixth kindred, or a kindred of the sixth generation, the rightful prince in refuge from his family. Okay, that's a long one. I'll just call you Cassetti. Are you a Cassetti tape? Art thou the villain who hath brought such destruction and massacre upon this vessel? Thou art a chatty one, so rudely before your prince. Yet I am feeling generous, for I am quite sated at the moment. As thou must have seen in thy journey here, this place is a hall of banquet for a feast most majestic. No matter how many blood bags I create, no matter how much I devour them, the humans just won't stop coming. I only enjoy what was cast into my maw. He dons a mask for the purpose of merrymaking. If we're really going to exchange pleasantries, why don't you take that mask off? Or you're unfamiliar with the basic etiquette? Oh, this mask. Oh, you don't look so good, sir. Look, he struggled with him more than any boss in Kanto 7. Really? Won't come off. Can't take it off. Shouldn't take it off. There's no prince without the mask. We're so ugly behind the mask. So we all decided to hide how repulsive we've become. But once I've drunk your blood full, then it will all go back to how it used to be. Only then I can unmask myself. Who stitched a mask on your face, Ken? Not a half job. Of course it's excellent. Haha! Because this mask was crafted by none other than the great and the eminent barber, whose name I dare not even speak. But it hurts so much. No, I'm smiling. Look how hard I'm smiling and laughing. Yes, I am the prince. That's what I am. He's a bloody loon, innit? Alright, done with the giggles then. Get ready for the beating of your life. I enjoy things like you and your friends. Don't cry, bawling and bowing and sneeveling on the ground for your lives. Lunge at me instead, huh? The aggression, the boiling blood, oh how I love the fire. What are you, daft? Look around, there are 13 of us and only one of you. Do not let your guard down, Heathcliff. This entity has managed to turn countless passengers of this train into his blood bags. I ain't letting my guard down, but we blasted through so many blood bags, we couldn't even keep count, did we? Didn't we? Couldn't even keep count? Oh, no, but the count is so important. I have keep count of our visitors. Oh, yes, of course. I do remember to keep count of our dearest visitors. Yes, sir, I do. You have no idea how powerful I am, and I shall not relinquish my throne to thee for this budding kingdom. All I have to do is sit here and do nothing, and the blood bags present themselves before me. There's no paradise like this out there. You have no idea what I did to create this place. Oh, how elated my forebearer kindreds would be, should they be here to witness what I have created. This cornucopia of abundance, this pleasure, oh, this freedom. But this kingdom is mine. I made it. I'm not giving it away. Nope. This is rather curious. It appears that this Bloodfiend leaves this car only on rare occasions. Yet, we have seen signs of his insidious influence throughout every car we have visited so far. Then what he meant by the blood bags present themselves before him has to be... Hold on a minute! Yeah! A figure suddenly and frantically charged into this car. It was Sasha, the fixer we ran into one of the earlier cars. Cassady shrinks into his throne in sudden burst, terror apparent in his face. Oh yeah, hast thou truly journeyed here to assist us in our quest? Lo, that villain's the Bloodfiend responsible for the tragedies that have transpired aboard this train. Help us lay the cure and eventually lead the passengers thou hast protected thus far out of this train. Bloodfiends. What if there was more than a single Bloodfiend on board? One still capable of rational thought. Damn, you actually made it all the way back here? I guess the Wings don't give out contracts to just anyone. I used to fight to my damnest too, till I was the last one standing. What is she talking about? But where did that leave me? In the end, I stood alone with nothing but a single one of these 4 arms left. Kind of funny how the perspective of life can just completely flip when you're really in the shit. I think my last thoughts were, man, I don't want to die. So I fell on my knees and pleaded. I told him that. Don Quixote, watch out! I'll do anything everything to live. Blood rapidly crystallized around Sasha like a suit of armor, and she swung her great sword at the sinners, striking them even before False finished her sentence. Ooh. What did I say? I command you to give me a warning before jumping in like that. Don't you know how loud your stupid arms are? I thought the family had come for me. I'm sorry, Lord Cassetti. Wait. Oh, she became a Bloodfiend. Nice. Allow me to introduce my kindred to thee. To be the first of many since my escape for the kingdom I intend to build. My kindred, my loyal squire, who shall be at my side as I build a dynasty for my own, my family. Lord Cassetti, I had intended to select the more powerful of the bunch to send to this car, as you have commanded me. But the humans in my car were all weaklings, so I presented before you this group from the first class car. Kindred? Are you even aware of the exact nature of a kindred? Nah, but I can tell ya this. When I accepted my lord's blood into my veins, it was as though I was reborn. I see. A Bloodfiend's kindred is like a sub-entity of the Bloodfiend, similar in concept to sub-entities created by distortions or abnormalities. It must have been desperation that drove you to accept the proposition without hesitation, despite the lack of relevant information. Maybe. That's probably what was going through my head before I became a kindred. Thou hast been in cohorts with this villain all this time? As his lackey? Even then, when we first laid our eyes upon thee? Lady, you have no idea how much I freaked out when one of you asked me something about red eyes. Not that it would have mattered if you did suspect me though, since my red eyes is just a prosthetic. Then, the passengers who were under their protection, haven't I told you that the count matters? The longer the line, the better. Dozens of blood bags began shambling into the room from behind Sasha. A smaller one among them stood out to me. My mind immediately snapped to the child who grabbed Don Quixote's coattails. I knew that the passengers were dead the moment we realized Sasha was a Bloodfiend. But this, I really, really hoped that I wouldn't have to face this reality. Not like this. There was a child. Yep, Little Run wanted to be a fixer if she got to grow up. Good thing she won't though. I can tell you on a good authority that living as a blood bag is way better than drudgery that is the life of a fixer. Believe me, I know. Hold thy vile tongue. Dreaming of becoming a famous, respected fixer and an actor of justice, it's all just a stupid pipe dream that always ends in crushing disappointment on a really, really early grave. Silence! Silence! Don Quixote did not give Sasha time to finish her sentence. She was already charging full speed at her with her lance drawn. Okay. Let me read the comments. Hello, bored. Loki struggled with him. I have to give it to you. He is annoying. Oh hey, it's Cassetti. He used a character from the Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This intervallo title is a reference to that. Agatha Christie again. Proud Steady. As you can tell, he's insane. He might be tweaking. Gay vampire man wishes to engage in 1v12. Dude really think he's someone big. He has a big ego, therefore he can be considered big. Ego, you said. Let be invincibility warp train. This is basin is we're up against. Vampies. Hello, Blind Pro. Welcome. Child should have soloed, to be honest. Rabies on a sad moment. Then hello, Wisdom Deck. But yes, sad moment that little kid died. But we're gonna avenge them. Because we are the most famous sinners.
너도 누군가에게 낚여졌겠지만
Known the worldwide. We're very famous, especially around T-Corp. Damn, okay. How did you fail to get one head is remarkable. Guys, let's put some umph to it.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
Okay,
매일
nice.
걸어오는데도
If you're not gonna be doing this as a good girl, you're gonna be a little low sanity. Man, Don Quixote alone avenged the child. She can.
것도 남지
Do you guys think he will be able to complete this under 15 turns first try? I don't know. My team is pretty good. I will say I am
수고
pretty
많으셨어요.
positive on my
이제
team.
모든 짐 놓으셨으니 그 끝에 고요한 휴식이 있기를.
Okay, no. Someone's gotta handle Sasha, guys. Who's gonna handle? Yeah, you're gonna handle Sasha. Don is going mad because little child died. Okay, it's a little child. This fight isn't that hard. You see why later. We'll see like later why isn't that hard. Also spoilers and dope. I think I missed the spoiler. Guys, don't give me spoilers. Tuna the fish. I don't have enough damage for that. Hello, Tuna the fish. Welcome. Wait, why are we still attacking Sasha with you? Oh. Oh, that, okay, sorry. I think I mistaken character.
저기요. 움직임이 멈췄는데 괜찮으신가요? 단테님.
Okay.
아무래도 의식이
Even though I have one stagger. To whom is this spoiler comment? Yes. Luckily this is spoiler. Guys, can we not name drop like known names of power? Very powerful. Like, I am not even watching the freaking trailer for the new Honglu ID because people told me it's full of spoilers. That said, Honglu is not okay. Honglu, you're not okay. Can you please try a little more?
기쁨이란 건
Just
이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시
push
따라오나
more backbone into it, can you?
모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 지금처럼 말이에요.
Okay, let's see. Dude, everybody, she's going all out on my boy, the Hongler. Sure.
먼지를 떨어내줘.
And I put a lot of resources into that Honglu. Okay? He's very well fed. He's up tier 4.
지킬 게 많거든.
He's almost level 50.
기쁨이란 건 이런 사소한 일에도 슬며시 따라오나 봐요. 모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같은 나아가주게. 지금처럼 말이에요.
We've been ranking for Bloodfiends where to watch this. Big song. Hello, kids. Okay, that's too much. But hello, sir. Ah, unbelievable. My first kindred to be created without their authorization is this bubbling fool. I pray for your forgiveness, my parent. Begone from my sight. At least thou has brought me blood bags for sustenance. Yet it must be responsibility of the parent to clean up the mess of the child. What a load of shit. With that, Cassetti reached out toward the pile of blood bags on the ground and... Absorb! It is I, Cassetti tape. Ha! Oh, what abundance! I had nearly forgotten the sensation. An armor of hardened blood materialized over the Bloodfiend's body. His sheer aggression and hatred was palpable enough to make her skin crawl. It appears that he has empowered himself by ripping their blood. Okay, look, Cassetti is looking dope. Like, I know he's a Bloodfiend, but I kind of like the garb. You know, there's some style to it. Though my power is yet to fully return, this magnificent armor is quite befitting of a parade for the prince who has become a king. Wouldst thou agree? Yes, sir. Yes, you do. Course you do. Challenge me now, O rebels. Challenge thy king. Okay, he asked for it. Let's upset this first. 1, 2, 3. You're slow. Let's fix. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hongler! Okay, so someone needs to be the straggler. Holy shears, they're free shoots! It is their free hello, they're free shoots. I'm in time. Yes, you're more than in time. He is dripping indeed, he is. Cassetti casually trash talking to Don Quixote. He's clueless. He's lower rank, so it is. Okay. Wisdom, I have seen so many comments from you in multiple streams that could be called spoiler. Can you stop? Guys, please do not spoil. I'm not, by luck, I'm not catching the spoilers, but I will say just this time around. This is the last time I say no spoilers. If someone tries to spoil again, heads will roll. Okay, finally, the Hongler is gonna do something. You are braver than me for live streaming this game. Oh, I love live streaming this game. Usually, almost like it's very, very nice. I never like. Sometimes the worst can happen. Sometimes is people trying to spoil stuff, because I don't know what is the beauty into spoiling someone else, the fun parts of a game. But yeah, people sometimes cannot, you know, contain themselves. They gotta show that they know something that anybody that plays the game knows. Grabbing lunch now. Have a good lunch. Do free shoot. Hello, Merm. I haven't seen you in a while, Merm. Hi, Jane Veg Bullet. Alright, game tips prohibited. By no means. No. You can give as many tips you want if it comes to like gameplay and anything, Somina. I just don't want spoilers. Don't tell me about what's gonna happen in future cantos. I'm still up to do Canto 7 and Canto 8. Anything below Canto 7 and 8 is free pass. They literally built a wall of restriction on the start. Such lobotomies. Other Frey got replaced by the respectful Nugget. Sometimes the spoilers are not even on purpose, but you should just think twice before commenting, to be honest. Right, exactly. Damn, you're already losing? I was expecting a little more. I didn't have to even read. You know a fight is easy because I didn't read whatever the enemy did. I just killed it by doing basics. I still love when he's just throwing around an Iron Maiden, right? It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Yes, I love your boiling human blood, but this is too painful. This guy keeps regenerating, no matter how many times we tear him to pieces. Ugh. This. I don't know if we can. The mental fatigue finally got to Gregor and Sinclair, who collapsed to the ground. The strange environment of warp trains was proving to be significant help to the Bloodfiends' regenerative ability. The battle continued much longer than our scuffle at the K-Corp. Border checkpoint, the battle continued much longer than our scuffle at the K-Corp border checkpoint, or a struggle against the endless hordes of the dead at the basement of the Wuthering Heights. The sinners had all grown much stronger since then, but they were reaching a breaking point. Don Quixote continues to wildly pummel the Bloodfiend with her lance, breaking, stabbing, and crushing him every time a body part regenerated. I am so hungry! Ridiculous! Thy hunger is no justification for this massacre thou hast wrought! Shut up! You don't understand! You don't know how awful it is to surviving for 200 years on that disgusting, horrible... No! I don't even want to think about it! Shut up! Be quiet! No, I'm sorry. I'll be good. Please, let me have just a sip. Just the smallest sip, please. It won't matter how many times you stab me. I shan't stop until all of thy flesh and bone and organs are crushed into a viscous shapeless mush, never to become whole again. But the Bloodfiend's regeneration is so powerful that he's recovering as fast as Don Quixote is destroying him. He's regenerating at an insane rate. We can't... my kindred! My child! I have given thee new life, invited thee to this banquet. So do thy responsibilities. The blessings of a parent must be repaid, no? What can I do? Find their weakness, break their anchor, make them new and grovel before me in desperation, just as you had. Wait, I think I've got an idea. Sasha began looking around wildly, surprised by Cassetti's sudden command. Is that the way they fight? Reminds me a lot of the way we prosthetic using fixers fight. Just as the prosthetic fixers slowly lose their sense of self-preservation, their limbs becoming no more important than tools to be replaced. These idiots act with such abandon, as if they had multiple lives to burn through. Oh, she's thinking! With nothing to protect, they throw themselves wildly into battle like moths to a flame. And... forgot to look after what's really important. Like this little thing. With one of her remaining arms, Sasha picked up the master card key False showed her on the previous cars. Don Quixote, stop her now! Oh, my parent, I offer this gift to you. Don Quixote immediately leaped at the fixer, but one of her arms struck her away with great force. Ismael and Merceau, who had been holding Cassetti down, were no match for his strength without Don Quixote's fury. The Bloodfiend threw them both to the side and grabbed the keycard. This is the key to the first class car, my lord. With this, grow your arm of bloodbags to bring glory to the kingdom. No. Cassetti examines the master keycard with clear interest. Without the keycard, we'll be trapped inside this train for thousands of years until it reaches its destination. Dante, I believe that I have tried my utmost to overcome this adversity. Without access to False's knowledge and intelligence, however, with our loss of the Master Keycard, the uncertainty of this circumstance is greatly exacerbated. At the origin of this plight, False took a deep breath as she was about to take a deep dive into the source of all this trouble. Must be over-reliance on Faust. From what I can tell, Faust has always been operating based on information she received from Faust. So a situation like this, where she has to make decisions on her own, has to be unfamiliar to her. But Faust is an admirable sinner, with or without Faust. I've been thinking the same thing about myself actually, that I might have been relying too much on that perfect Faust. But even without Faust, you still gave us good directions to follow after analyzing the information we brought you. Maybe uncertainty itself doesn't always have to be a problem for us. Remember, does the lack of plan itself becomes the plan? You said it yourself. I see. Indeed, amongst many, I am false that believes in uncertainty. Our loss of the Master Keycard is but one of innumerable uncertain variables on the equation. The constant is, however, that the Bloodfiend is just as desperate as we are. Thus, the only option that remains at present is to compromise. You there. Looks like thou art the one who's been regenerating your friends. Stop! Stop doing that, alright? Don't heal a single one of them. Or I'll smash your precious key to pieces. Manager Esquire! Compromise? To compromise with the villain as vile as that cur? I didn't have time to regenerate Don Quixote's severe injuries just yet, and the rest of the sinners were already unconscious. The only sinner who could still move and talk normally was Faust, whom I just rewound the clock for. Yeah, let's do that. Very well. Then, Cassetti, why don't we move this conversation to a different location? Only I will accompany Dante to this negotiation. I will make my intentions clear now. Dante and I will not attack you there. There is no doubt that in my mind, Cassetti must be completely exhausted by the unending barrage of attacks Don Quixote and the sinners. Paul's suggestion that we move this conversation to a different place without the sinners must have been a sweet one. Just you two, huh? Yes. The freight car is immediately adjacent to this one. That is where we will further discuss what we each have to offer to one another. That clock must be thy monarch then, huh? And thou art one of the retainers. Correct. Very well. This will be a royal debate then. It is only right that a royalty talks to no one else but the one who is his equal. Manager, Esquire. We'll be back in a minute, Don Quixote. Thus we left the incapacitated sinners and Don Quixote, who watched on with hollow, despondent eyes as we walked away. We carefully made our way into the freight car. So Faust, why are we doing this in the freight car again? Dante, this will be my first attempt at a gamble. What? With that, the door closed shut behind us. Okay, let's see. Ooh, brunch. Love brunch. I was actually out with my dad for a sort of brunch. It's Father's Day here in Brazil, so we were out hanging out and eating some nice treats. I can't even say shit right now. The RPers are taking over. Oh, what? Sorry, I think I missed the RP overload, I guess. some red tree is fine. Hello, Tuna the Fish, by the way. I don't think I said hi to you. Oh, I think I actually did. But hello again. This is the cool insight into what false Kanto might be. Sucks we have to wait like 1.5 years for it though. Yeah, sucks. But indeed, I'm very excited for that future Kanto. Actually, it might be 2 years. I hope it's not that long. Okay, and they are indeed, yes. We have a couple of role players, and they indeed role play. But don't forget, role players, don't go crazy. Like, I appreciate you guys role playing, but also let other people speak as well, if possible. Because I am totally fine with people role playing. I am not fine with people just taking over my entire chat. Gambling, so ideal, yes. Just don't spoil too much, guys. Yes, please don't spoil. I haven't read any spoilers, so I'm pretty fine. But if I see that people are spoiling more, I will. Heads will roll. Wait, it's Father's Day. Yeah, it is Father's Day, at least in Brazil. I don't know if it's in your country, but here in my country, it is Father's Day. So I took my father out to eat some good stuff. Well, every Kanto takes about 6 months to release, so it might actually be 2 years until False Kanto, since is the last one. Yeah, technically you're right by mathematical points, which I suck at it. What about Dante's Kanto? Dante's Kanto, I don't know if Dante will have a Kanto. I think the whole 12, 13 ones are Dante's Kanto, in a way. Also, I saved gambling into the Honolulu seasonal releases. Yes, probably. Oh, nice. Capo Soul. Savage Tigers lay a perfected flurry of blades. Yeah, they're a mouthful. When the new Hongler ID? I think the new Hongler ID might be next week, right? The negotiation. Okay, I'm gonna get a glass of water. This was a long one. I'll be quickly back, guys. Keep entertaining yourselves. By the way, I don't know what the Honglu ID is doing. It is rupture or sinking? Or actually, do anybody know that? Because I didn't watch the trailer, so I have no idea. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. But hydrated. Side chance, sinking since he uses weapon from Ego. Probably rupture to sync with the rest of the Heishos. From trailer was all over the place. Someone pointed out a tremor burst. What? I love that. Like back to back I read sinking, rupture, and tremor. So by all means is everything. Probably rupture, but also a lot happened. Maybe could be like Ring Sung. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe it's kind of Ring Sung or a Ring Otis. It's maybe he has a skill that applies anything or everything actually. But probably is mainly rupture. As you guys said, to actually combo with the other Heishos. Excuse me, what? Also, trying to understand how this ID works might spoil you, just tread carefully. Again, you can talk about the ID itself, just don't talk about the Kanto. Because I haven't even watched anything related to it. Fishy person dropping in. Hello, Ellie. Thank you so much, fish person. For this, I could say charge because we have a huge charge MD buff. right? As far as you're concerned, it could be anything. From what I've gathered so far, it could be literally anything. Could be even the new ruptured tremor. How are you doing, Ellie? I hope you're having a good one. Thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you're having a good weekend. So this passageway leads straight into Mephistopheles? This is where it all started. This stupid buzz awoke me from my slumber. If only this bus hadn't completely filled up the freight car. I wasn't planning to start the parade so soon, or create a kindred here. Dante, the connection has been restored. Connection? The suddenness of her statement briefly knocked me out of my train of thought. I looked at her and cocked my head in confusion, and she replied with an even quieter whisper without looking away from the Bloodfiend. Boarding Mephistopheles has reestablished my connection to Faust. Did you know that this would work? No. And as I have stated before, this was a pure, incalculable gamble based on my own and certain hypothesis. The success helps me somewhat comprehend Miss Rhodia's fascination with gambling. A faint smile appeared on Faust's lips for a moment before fading away. Now that the connection has been reestablished, I would like to make a complaint against the Fausts in the Gesellschaft management regarding the fact that they neglected to this the information pertaining to the laws of connection within the interiors of the warp trains. However, finding a solution to this situation takes precedence. I have much reason to believe that their omission was done on purpose, but I hope such is not the case. Damn, Faust is putting all the other Faustes on blast. Guys, how dare you not relay the information? I asked for it. Right? She's unmuted, and now she's live on the chat group, complaining that people didn't told her. Everybody's ghosting me in this. I thought you guys were my friends, or actually, I thought you guys were me. Faust gently advanced towards the Bloodfiend. Let us discuss the detail of our compromise. What are you willing to accept in return for the Master Keycard? If thou wert just anyone, I would have wished to turn thee all into blood bags and drink every last drop of thy blood, but thou art unlike a common person. My wish is to maintain the secrecy of this kingdom of mine for as long as possible, and thine wish is to leave this place, right? Once I relinquish to thee this keycard, and once thou return to your first-class seats, we'll leave here happily ever after like nothing happened. And when the train gets there, you get off the train. Everything goes back to the way they were supposed to be. How's that for a deal? It's not a very good deal, because he can do anything with them once they are in the cryogenic chamber. So how can they actually, just believe Cassetti's word? And I suffer from a condition called no Isang ego. I'm sorry. Faust Court Gennaro has been spammed with memes, right? Everybody memeing Faust. Like nothing happened. Faust, what about the job we're contracted to do in the first place? Our memories and any side of the battle will be entirely erased upon our arrival. We will have no way to relay our news, whether one of success or failure. If we had the means to defeat him, then then at least W Corp would inform us that our contract was successful after the fact. However, current scenario will leave us with nothing to show for it, not even the smallest hint, and the contract will end in failure. However, what takes precedence over the contract is you and the sinner's psychological stability. It's not like we've always been successful, so that was something I could live with, but what about the other passengers of this train? and its future passengers. I remember the look on Don Quixote's face whenever we would come across these inevitable forms of injustice. Faust doesn't reply. Yet, the lack of reply was a reply all on its own. Are we going to have to let them die? Innocent lives will be lost, but we cannot prioritize our lives over our safety. That must be Faust and the company's policy. And yet, I shan't allow this! Don Quixote? I thought her wounds were too severe for her to even crawl, let alone walk, but with sheer will, she pushed herself through the pain and reached the freight car. I will not tolerate this. We cannot let this vile wretch live and turn a blind eye to everything he's done. It is her again! What? You want to stay here for what is essentially an eternity within this train? I know the truth. Everything hinges on this key, doesn't it? As soon as it breaks this in half, you have to spend the eons inside this. I care not. I would welcome the eons, should it mean eons of penance for thee. This much preferable to let thy finally go unanswered. Let this place be the site of thine eternal judgment. Faust and I grabbed Don Quixote. She'd normally be strong enough to wriggle free of her grips, but she's already pushed herself beyond her limits merely by walking here. Faust, unhand me! Thou mustn't let him live! Manager Esquire! Don Quixote, letting him destroy that key means that you be condemning the sinners to thousands of years of torment. Then I shall fill the millennia with the tales of legend I have read in the magazines. No time, however infinite, shall be too great to overcome, should we endeavor as one. Okay. I don't know if she's trying to convince that's gonna be good or not. Because for now, I'm more lenient to stop her. Can you imagine a millennia of Don Quixote telling tales about fixers? Certainly, you are aware that your suggestion is no solution at all, Don Quixote. Then, there has to be another way. No? Thou art both possessors of great wisdom. False. Manager Esquire, is there truly no path in which we may bring justice to the villain and the sinners remain unharmed? I feel like you're asking for a lot. Her struggle begins to wane, but this was no acceptance. This was dejection. Wait, Don Quixote, no! In the commotion, we failed to notice that the Bloodfiend had been quietly advancing at us. We let Don Quixote go at the last second, but we were a second too late. Oh, my dearest parent, forgive my transgressions of creating another without thy sanction. Thou shalt become my next kindred! Cassetti screams incoherently as he leaps onto Don Quixote, piercing her neck with his fangs before Weaving had a chance to do anything. Oh, I did not expect this to be the solution. Faust, what do you mean, the solution? According to this information I had viewed in the past, and once again just now, it's... Dante, take over behind me and remain absolutely still. And please, do know that the other sinners must never hear a word of what is about to happen. Oh. Don Quixote levitates slightly in the air, the strings on her shoes unraveling as they slip off her feet on their own. Rocinante? She looks on with bewilderment as her running shoes fall onto the floor. And... Sorry. I know, that was not very Don Quixote of me, but I tried. Rocinante! I've always had this question swirling in the unfocused backstage of my mind. Why are you always so protective of those running shoes, Don Quixote? Ah, running shoes. Ah, does thou speak of of our dear Rocinante? Yeah, those. Ah, I have battled through thick and thin, feast and famine with dear Rocinante, in sorrow and in joy, no matter the brutality of trials that has struck me, hath been a loyal steed by my side for however long it hath been in existence. She doesn't know when she got them? Ah, Manager Esquire, wherefore hast thou not saluted Rocinante as well? This may be a rather auspicious occasion to do so. Nope, I think I'm good. Aha! Be not so bashful, go on ahead! Look, Stinky. Small girl is torturing TikTok with Stinky. Stinky, they are not. Scuffed as they might appear, Rocinante is in pristine condition. Also, thou shalt not address me as small girl. Evacuate! Evacuate! Don Quixote, don't tell me you go to sleep wearing those Rocinante. Oh, I've always been quite certain that someone so esteemed as the Manager Esquire would care to ask me how Rocinante fares. I didn't mention that this question was inspired by numerous eyewitnesses reporting from other sinners who saw her wandering the halls in her pajamas and wearing Rocinante. Verily, Rocinante and I remain bound together, even in slumber. There shall be no separating the two of us. We are bound not by the need nor want. We are simply bound together through plight and delight. Now that I think about it, every single identity of Don Quixote was also wearing those pairs of running shoes, Rocinante. Have you ever taken them off? Take them off? Why, whatever does thou mean? As in, detach Rocinante from my body? This is a very odd insinuation thou makest. She looks at me with puzzled eyes, as though taking those pairs of running shoes was somehow an inconceivable idea. They were something much more than just her favorite pair of running shoes. Her odd attitude of treating something so far removed from common sense as something completely ordinary. What does Rocinante mean to Don Quixote? What even is that thing? Uh, uh, uh. An overwhelming, powerful pressure suddenly explodes, radiating in all directions. As the metallic stench of blood suffocates the bus, filling every corner of it with its sickening horror, then darkness. No, that's impossible! In all-absorbing darkness, voice is our only light. You are the second kindred. How did you? I should have felt your presence. I do think I saw a faint outline of an aura. I see a red aura and a long fur adornment of sorts. Through the shimmering aura, I think I saw, red eyes. You have committed the sin of filial impiety, transgressor. I know that voice, but I also don't. I never heard in such a low, imposing tone before. It speaks towards the lesser being. Okay, let me say something. The fact that this intervallo is still not voiced is kind of annoying, because I would love to actually hear the VA's voice on this, which is pretty sad. But apparently, I think I will have a chance to hear it on Canto 7, so I will abide by it. The Bloodfiend, shriveled and kneeling, trembling, pathetic. Mercy, oh venerated ancestor! I beg for the mercy of the second kindred. I beg for the mercy of the second kindred. I beg. Insolent worm. Ah! Crimson droplets of blood slowly rises around the Bloodfiend's mouth before congealing and sealing his mouth shut. No language warming its way out of your maw shall be worth my ears. No. to commit the sin of filial impiety by attempting to travel against the bloodstream to commit such abomination against your ancestor. I cannot well sanction your imprudence and continued existence. Coagulate, then melt away. Cassetti's body begins liquefying to a slick stream of blood, his form curdling and crumbling, then dripping to the ground. Rapidly yet ponderously, like that ice cream Don Quixote loved so much, melting away on the floor, heated under the searing sun. Ah, you. Don Quixote turned to look at me, who was still on the ground after being thrown by the shockwave. And with a cryptic look of pity, she uttered something. Indeed, you must be the promised timepiece. Something I couldn't quite understand. Rocinante, to me. Rocinante, I beseech you. I carefully reached out, grabbed her shoes, and slipped them onto her bare feet, one by one. And I can imagine that that's also pretty grueling, because, as we know, Rocinante is fucking filthy. Ah, one day. She gasped, stumbled, and slumped to the ground. Okay, that was something. So, can we decompartmentalize what happened? Let me look the chat. By the way, hello Sin System. I missed your entrance, your glorious entrance. Let me go all the way back because chat is kind of crazy today. So, damn, your interest is okay. A tree sprouts from the corpses, growing to a full-bloom cherry tree. From it grows a single fruit, which falls and wakes me, who was sleeping beneath the branches. Ah, what a nice nap. Hello. Hello, Sin System. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, a lot of conversations. Guys, today's gonna probably be complicated for me to keep up with everything. So if you want me to read something very much, just say it again. Whenever I am actually not, like, I'm trying to actually pay attention to the story as a whole before looking at chat. So by all means, if you want to talk to me or relay some information, do it before, like, episodes. Okay. But yeah, let me decompartmentalize what's happening here. So, Don Quixote is a vampire. She's a blood fiend. And she's one of the ancestors. I thought that was just an ID. So, wait, manager Don Quixote is an ID or is who she is as an ancestor? That's probably gonna be that's probably gonna be explained during Canto 7. So I know is an ID. Okay. So it's not who she is. Okay. At least that. Okay. Thank you. Just an ID. For a second, I thought it was just who her real identity is. Okay. Awesome. But I am so okay. Okay. Because I like one thing that I do enjoy doing is thinking about the power. Like, okay, can we defining the power of each sinner, excluding their IDs. Don Quixote is a stronger sinner then right now. Whenever she is unsealed, I guess. Whenever Rocinante is not on her feet, makes so Don Quixote is the strongest one, right? Are your identities all level 50? Hello, Bug. Well, welcome. Are all my my identities are not all level 50. I have 3 level 50s, 2 level 47s, 1 level 42. These are my main team. Anyone else is not being used at the moment because I'm using syncing. But yeah, I have 3 level 50, so I think it's good. It's decent. Yep, done. Okay, let's see. Done is canonically the strongest sinner. Nice! All of your questions are going to be answered on the next intervalo. Don't worry about it. Don Quixote being nerfed by her shoes. Right? I think she's being halted. Her power is being sealed away. The IDs tend to not portray the sinner as a whole, even if they are just different versions of the similar of the original. The IDs are never the same as the OG. Okay. Because one thing that I do... So, knowing that this game is gonna still have a lot to go through, like Purgatorio and then Paradiso, means that those sinners, like the base sinners, not talking about IDs. IDs are, of course, IDs are gonna go out of... are gonna be insane. But just talking about the sinners themselves, they are probably gonna be stronger, like base sinners. I would even create something for the base sinners, to be honest. Some power up to give them eventually. But eventually everybody's gonna be stronger. So even though Don Quixote is the strongest base sinner right now, we know by word of mouth that some other sinners have potential to be much stronger than they currently are. And you know who I'm talking about whenever you're talking about someone that probably is gonna be much more strong than who they currently are. I'm thinking about Gregor and I'm thinking about Sinclair. Both of those sinners kind of been hinted that they are most likely gonna get stronger. Gregor because of the experiments that his mom did it on him, and Sinclair because of everything we know from Damien. Now, how the other sinners are gonna get stronger, then that's up to them. But at least we know that probably Gregor and Sinclair are gonna eventually get there. So I believe they should do something good for the base IDs. This is also why pretty much every Dawn ID has her shoes on, because she needs to be nerfed in every universe. But despite that, she almost always ends up in a leadership powerful position. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good character development for Don Quixote. I understand why so many people enjoy her. I don't think I enjoy her that much, but now she's much more interesting. We just have to see, to be honest, something that most people don't seem to remember or just outright didn't pay attention to. The sinners are nerfed by being in a contract with Dante. I didn't know that. Are they? When did they say that? The strongest sinner is Merceau when Dante tells him to win the fight. I wish that was so easy. Ulta's sinner data points towards her being super OP. Really? Okay. So, okay, I'm missing something. Technically, False with the False Cord can be super OP as well. False is already OP. She's just not OP physically speaking. She's OP intelligently speaking. Well, and he just got spoiled. From what? It is Dante's note, and he hinted at multiple times throughout the story. So, being in a contract with Dante makes so all the sinners are nerfed. Interesting. I wonder if that limiter of power is gonna change once we go further on the story, you know? Because also, Dante is by himself already nerfed. Because Virgilio said that Dante is someone remarkable. So Dante is probably super OP, but because he lacks memories, and now he's just a timepiece, he is not as strong as he used to be. But Dante himself should be the most OP one, technically. The details of the Sinner's nerf are explained in the next intervalo. It will change throughout the story. Wisdom, I'm gonna skewer you. For my contract with me, I'll give you power. I won't nerf you, promise. I don't know their free shoots. But sorry, I was just sorry, I'm just thinking because this is actually pretty cool. I never put in consideration a lot of what you guys are saying about like sinners being nerfed by Dante, just the plot twist of Dante. It's pretty nice. I would say this is this is pretty interesting. I like it. I'm so curious to see what the game's gonna be after we're done with every single canto. Sometime later. Can somebody explain what just happened in a way that makes sense? I knew that the seniors would all be shocked and confused. After all, when they, including Faust and Don Quixote, all came back to life after I rewound the clock, all that remained was the destroyed door and the freight car and the disgusting obliterated remains of what was once Cassetti. By the way, wouldn't it be nice for people just tell the truth now? Because, okay, aren't we all gonna reset our memories whenever the train gets to the station? Wouldn't it be fun if Faust decided to tell everything that she knows? Just because everybody's gonna forget anyways. But technically, I don't think Dante will. Because there have been other instances of Dante remembering things that he shouldn't. The biggest hint is Ryoshu. For someone so skilled yet is apparently on the same level of strength as Sinclair, of all people, Ryoshu noticing the she all the way back at Kanto 4. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good point. How someone that can understand and even pay attention to what she is so weak. That's a good point. The citizen. Oh, so that's something that I will. Okay, it's because it didn't end it. But yeah, I will allow that little spoiler bug just because it's gonna happen right now. Rather than being memory wipe brain, the natural warp train. Again, we're gonna see that spoiler literally on the foreseeable next minutes, so I will allow it. But that's technically still, well, that is spoilers because it didn't happen. No, it was not, but it's okay. All that remained was the destroyed door of the fry car and the disgusting obliterated remains of what was once Cassetti. It's all cool, no problem. And again, I ask a lot of questions, but sometimes I ask questions more because of like, that's how I remember things. My memory shit, so I talk to myself a lot. So sometimes it looks like I'm asking questions. Like, it's not like that I'm not asking questions. By all means, you should always respond to my questions, unless it's a spoiler. Then you can say, "Hey, I can answer you, but it's a spoiler," and then I'll say if I want the spoiler or not. But regardless, it's my fault. Anyway, I need to get back to what I was doing. Enjoy the rest of the intervalo. Thank you so much, Sin System. Sorry that I couldn't give you more attention, but have a good one. PMFMs try not to spoil Limbus stream. Challenge level impossible. It is very hard, and I can see why. People are very passionate about what they're saying, so they wanna, review as much as possible. And again, I know that Bug didn't do it on purpose. By all means, Bug, you're completely fine. But there was the minor spoiler. Calm down there, free shoots. Nothing story related. I must leave now. Need to go back to work. Enjoy the game. Thank you so much there for your shoots. Yeah, no, it's all fine. Most personnel had lost their consciousness from the mental stress of the prolonged battle against the Bloodfiends. But yeah, because it's not just you. There are a lot of people. I think a Wisdom deck probably is the biggest perpetrator of releasing a lot of spoilers by mistake. So it's just like a group of people. It's fine. This is your stream, just like how sometimes I can give you focus on my streams. Lies, you're usually very, very attentive. Thank you for being considerate enough. Bye bye there, free shoots. Most personnel had lost their consciousness from the mental stress or of the prolonged battle against the Bloodfiend. Whatever measure it was that the manager has taken, it can be said that it was appropriate. I guess so. Well, good work everyone. However, the definition of most personnel exclude 3 individuals. Therefore, it would be most appropriate to direct any questions to them. Wait, huh? Who are those 3? Faust, the manager, and Don Quixote, who is still unconscious. Really? There's 3 of you? Wow, you were spot on. When did you even have the time to notice that? Oh boy. I haven't identified the 3 conscious individuals by analyzing their walking cadence and voices, moments before my loss of consciousness. Right, so what's going on with the lass? Why is she still all cold? She appears to be in a state of deep slumber. As she is not at risk of death, she will be waking up soon. I remember everything, of course. Don Quixote's sudden transformation, how she practically erased the Bloodfiend and his kindred from the world without even moving a finger. To be fair, I don't get that many people. Now I must go, dives out the window and into the warp space. One day we will, Sin System, one day you will, and you realize that keeping up with chat is impossible sometimes. You gotta sometimes give up. But I also remember Faust's last words. And please, do know that the other sinners must never hear a word of what's about to happen. Don Quixote was unconscious, and Faust was answering every question with silence. It was only natural that their eyes would all fall on me. That's, you know... Wait, that reminds me. Where's the keycard? Last I remember, it was in Castetti's hands, who is a far more presentable state than he was in before. Wait, so what about the keycard he was holding though? It has been half liquefied. The remains have melted with his finger bones and appear to have become one with the middle phalanges. Oh, wait, oh. Oh no, everyone calm down. Calm down, I said calm down! I really should have packed more cigarettes, huh? How about we force on these doors open? The master keycard is not an absolute necessary element to solving the situation. How? It will require approximately 5 hours to formulate and proceed with the explanation in a manner that will allow the sinners to fully comprehend the exact how of this methodology. Therefore, it will be delivered to you in a digestible, summarized format. Well, that was a short-lived. She's acting all smug again. We can utilize the back door of Mephistopheles. The steely confidence of her declaration was more than enough to win us all over. So we headed to the corridor past the back door. Don Quixote slung over one of our shoulders and arrived at our destination. I can't not ask what happened after seeing the state you were all in. Sandy patter. Grains of sand and seashells-like things fell with every step of the sinners took. Ask someone after me. To explicate, I can grains of sand roll about in my throat with every word spoken. Some time ago, Faust explained the simpler gist of this plan. We made our way to the back door. To put it simply, we will spend the time at a space disconnected from the train. The train should be arriving at its destination in approximately 10 seconds, going by the A-Corp timescale. All we must do is to remain somewhere in our original dimension from that duration. And with that, Faust came to a sudden stop in the middle of one of the corridors. Wait, wait, are you seriously just gonna open the door? With as many doors in here, are you sure that is the right one? Yes, this is the correct door. Its safety is completely ensured. Lass, at least tell us what's past that door. I did not bother verifying the particular information myself. It is necessary for future endeavors that I gain the experience of encountering something completely unexpected. What? Oi, wait! Falls did not wait for Heathcliff to finish his sentence before jerking the door wide open. Now please, enter through this door. With Falls' stern command, we quickly walk into a building that looked like a derelict abandoned hospital of sorts. I think we walked into the middle of a sandstorm. Are we supposed to be indoors? How the heck is it even happening? I can't open my eyes! Chewie, I got sand in my... Wait, no way, is this a sandstorm? Where are we inside a building? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The sinners blurted out colorful series of complaints, trying to cover themselves in the blasting sandstorm. The thoughts continued to count in the same indifferent rhythm before dragging us out of there just as gently as she had herded us in. So, we managed to return safe and sound to the interiors of the warp train as it arrived to the P-Corp platforms. As the train was still getting cleaned up, that is. And with our bodies completely covered in sand. I thought we'd never make it. Whoa, are you guys okay? How did these passengers? We were so happy to be done with the whole ordeal that even the W Corp cleanup agents, in the middle of a cleanup mission, looked downright hospitable. We're employees of Limbus Company. We boarded the warp train at the behest of your employer. Oh, so you guys are the people that our captain told us about. They really let your guys keep your memories, huh? Oh, that reminds me, one of the employees must be sleeping inside the hibernation pod over there. Oh, that? Huh, I've never seen it in action before. Thanks, let me go check. That hidden compartment behind the chair that the cleanup agent crawled into. Inside it was... Huh? There isn't anyone in there. Maybe we're looking at the wrong pod? This is the correct spot. Then the disappearance of the individual who was entered the spot would indicate. I guess these folks aren't all there in the head either. Maybe you guys are just mistaken? I doubt that. Yes, we must have suffered from a momentary collective hallucination caused by fatigue. Very well then, we will see ourselves out. Fast cut the conversation short before the other students began asking too many questions. Now that I become intimately familiar with the meaning of the gesture, I follow her to the outside without another word. Arrive? Have we arrived? Rise and shine, lass. Had enough nap yet? I see. I will hear the details of the incident on the bus once we're traveling again. Understood. Any and all relevant reports will be sent to W Corp via LCCA, and Virgilius was already there when we arrived. He was sharing a conversation with False about what went down inside the train with a serious expression. I will now leave Karen and watch them unfasten Mephistopheles from the train. The minute hand on the manager's head seems to be desperately signaling me that they have a lot of burning questions to ask you. Allow me to give you some space. I was finally able to ask False once Virgilius left. Why did you do that? False's body was, quite literally, blasted to pieces from the sheer explosive pressure that filled the room the moment Don Quixote's shoes came off. It was as though she knew it was that it was going to happen. Because it was preferable a course of action to having the same explosive demise occur to your body instead. Ha! I do find it regrettable that you were made to turn the clock despite my knowledge of the high likelihood of my death upon that occurrence. No, I'm not blaming you for that. I just want to know how long you've known that Don Quixote is. That is something I have been aware of since the LCB was first established. The same could be said of Virgilius. Of course. However, it was by the will of the SCA's superiors that this knowledge remains withheld from the manager until the appropriate moment. And that appropriate moment was back there? According to my private judgment, yes. Well, as my connection to all communication, including one to False, had been severed, I was not in a position to receive the headquarters authorization for that action. Right. Though the full truth may remain obscure still, we are once again returned. Returned. That was a layered word. We've returned to the warp platforms in our dimension. We've returned to our daily lives of speculating about what next in our path, and the usual False reconnected to False has returned. Yes, False replies to Isang nebulous wording with a quiet affirmation. Please, do not take this query with any greater import than a mere jest. However, do you suppose I shall see her again? She shot a puzzled look at Isang. In a way, it was quite the pleasant encounter, was it not? Isang mused ambiguously before leaving us. Phew. The incident at the warp train was such a chaotic mess that it felt shorter than it really was. But I also learned so much about so many things. But it was too soon to start racking our brains about what kind of nonsense trial we're about to face in P Corp, so I decided to enjoy this momentary peace. How do we find ourselves at P Corp? Therefore, is my throat so parched? Wherefore is my throat so parched? I'm too tired to explain. Chiquita, you miss out the big time on one crazy adventure. Huh? And that vibrated the last few grains out of sand out of my ears. The sinners look at Don Quixote bewildered, awakening, grinding. There is no way to know what we'll be facing here in District 16, where P Corp was located, but we got this, right? The same fate I saw in the False to believe in uncertainty rises within me too. I looked up to False, only to see that False was looking at me as well. She nodded at me with her usual barely noticeable smile, and I gave her a light nod back in return. Time to go to find ourselves another golden bough. And this was Warp Train. This is the reason I believe in the Montui 2. Cassetti wasn't the one making the passengers disappear. Maybe it was the warp passenger? So yeah, that's what is implied, right? The guy disappeared inside its own chamber. It means that it wasn't all Cassetti's doing. It was something else. But we still don't know. That's gonna be a mystery for another day. Hello, Sandy. How are you doing? And actually, there's Mini 3. The fourth Walpurgis night. I was watching... Yeah, I was watching your stream yesterday. You were playing a bunch of games on your CTR, then you're doing magic. Even though I was not talking, I was doing my thing in the background. Yesterday was a long day for me. So I was there because I don't know when you're gonna do again. The peak is coming. Yeah, the peak is coming almost. We're gonna do the fourth Walpurgis night first. Wait. What?
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에
Okay. Alright. I did the US. Faust. I looked up towards Faust, away from the PDA in my hands, as he rattled and fixed the identity cards into each slot. Day was the fourth Walpurgis night. The location is that same lobotomycorporation headquarters of the past we visit. Its point in time and the range of possibility uncertain. Thank you. Please proceed with the slotted identities to suppress the imminent ordeal. I've plotted in the lobotomycorporation identities I pulled up during the previous Walpurgis night. The presser didn't get Taishi. No, I'm sorry, Syntax. I didn't know that you were trying to get her. Also, hello, Get Sigma. I didn't say hi to you. Boss probably wants to study the correlation between Walpurgis night itself and the identities that they can be pulled up during each Walpurgis night. Well, it ain't much of my business what identity we're supposed to wear, but can you at least bother telling us where we are? I swear, it's always you two who... Yeah, I agree. We won't know what to do if you keep the important stuff just between the two of you, right? Yeah, what he said. I was trying to find a way to avoid sounding irritated. You have a way of missing words, don't you? Thanks, lad. Huh. I guess... F you. Functionally upgrade? Come on, don't talk about me like I'm a machine or something. F you could be literally so many things. Faust cleared her throat in an attempt to clear the air and stem the conversation from going on a tangent. We are at the information team, department of the former L Corp headquarters. Information team. Well, I do recall that the place we have visited was called the control team department. Maybe they add a new department with every Walpurgis night? The training team and the safety team, both adjacent to this department, are currently accessible. Therefore, your assessment is untrue. However, it's possible that there is a reason the first place the door connected to was this location. Perhaps further analysis may yield more concrete information. She's trying to take a more active role in learning things for herself. It seems that the events of the warp train rattled her more than I thought. She probably concerned that similar laws of connection to that repository of false knowledge may occur again. This place is pretty barren, huh? The more I look around, the more I see just purple. Huh. You got that right. Can't chalk that up to just being a corporate office if you ask me. Doesn't seem like a great workplace environment at all. A good commander decorates their subordinates' living spaces with their morale in mind, even if it means going against their own taste. Whoever heads this department must be somewhat quite unfit to lead. Ooh, sick burns! Fuck you, Izod! I bet they're not the only one who's unfit to lead. Ismail, who was rummaging through the pile of miscellaneous items, muttered from a distance as Otis mused at the ceiling. I found some employee doodles and scribbles back there. Oh, I suppose the department leads were called Saphira. They were saying something about how the Saphira is... Well, now that's some spicy profanity. I will read them. Merso, you don't have to read the insults and profanities. Understood. In that case, I will instead peruse the document first and proceed a comprehensive summary. Sometime later. That is all. Okay, so first of all, thanks for skipping past all the profanities, but... Whoa, that made me feel bad, and I've got nothing to do with this place. It is not uncommon to see a department lead shouting and butting heads, but... Perhaps a physical altercation would have been preferable to letting such bitter animosity fester like this. It was clear to us that the Sephiroth did not share a very healthy work relationship with one another. Not to mention that not many employees really put their faith in their Sephiroth. Hey, the Sephiroth they call Malkith. She must have been the Sephiroth of the control team department where we fought the ordeal last time. I can tell from the way she talks that she treats her employees like parts of a machine, driving them to their deaths, replacing them when they inevitably crumble. I guess a wing is a wing after all. Yeah, look here, conversation with Hod, the Sephira of the training team. Looks like she started off pretty rough, but managed to avoid making things hostile in the office. From the sounds of it, she really cares for her employees. Oh, well, that's another type of annoying thought, you know? What is this tomfoolery? Every corridor of Lobotomycorp is a great workplace environment. Right? Perfect. I need another and closer parent. Plus, I want BMW, and I'm kinda sad that he didn't pull on Biwa. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's no, if you don't have Biwa and you don't have Narita Taishin, then you just have W. Then her heart would never have rested easy as long as she was here. The grievances of the employees would have reached her ears nonetheless. She may have given herself doses of painkillers she hid under the label of altruism. Does she truly care for them despite it all? And this Yisod must have been, I see, the Sephira of the information team department here. Clearly a stickler for rules. Viper, he was called. Perchance he was an unsavory habit of sinking his teeth into his employees? It's only a figure of speech. He does seem like the irritating type, but he would have served as a decent strategist. This appears to be a meticulous record of the work schedules. According to that digital calendar, the upcoming schedule is fast approaching. There is no time to share details regarding the ordeal. Suppose we should check the document first. A heavy thump of the lights followed Oti's deep sigh. The lobby lights suddenly changed as the floor began to tremble. Well, can't say I'm surprised. We knew that an ordeal was coming after all. Still, I wish you had some prior knowledge of our enemies this time. Yeah! What in the name of the wings is that creature? Vermin, is it? This so far yet appears so grand in size. Naturally, we whipped around to look at Don Quixote, who then directed our attention toward something writhing in the distance. A thing of bizarre shape, crawling and squirming. If they have appeared in the safety team's corridor as well, then there's more. There's more. False. Anything you can tell about them before they start rushing us? I shouted, watching with horror as the curiously violet grub-like creature slowly spawned into the hallway from thin air. Even though she probably didn't have much to tell me about them anyway, they would not rush us. There were reports that these entities are rather slow. In fact, they're an ordeal of violet. Time, dawn. If they are indeed violet, then it is unlikely that we have much time to discuss this further. We must immediately engage them, starting from the safety team hallway. A similar situation is very likely imminent in the information team and the training team hallways. Huh? Huh? So what? We've got to crush him like there's a timer or something? That would be an apt attitude, yes. The entities will soon be manifesting in every department. If we fail too quickly to clear the zone and seek to destroy them in order of departments, if we don't, then we may come to face with a kind of pandemonium we would rather not have the displeasure we're experiencing. Every clip-out encounter in each department would immediately drop to zero. And thus the abnormalities contained within shall be released. Oh bollocks, come on, we just got off that bloody warp train. I think we had enough of the wing shenanigans to deal with by now. Yeah, zip it in, grab your weapon. I'm going in. Yay, let's spot the Violet Dawn. This is it? Okay.
나아가주게.
Kill the blobs.
편히 쉬시게.
Bio is a pain. Define Bio is a pain.
이용차! 악은 이렇게
I was actually thinking about characters on Mamusume last night,
아르카나 슬레이버!
and I was like, okay, you need 120k carats in the game for you to get 4 copies of a card by pity, or 4 copies of a racer by pity. So, in order for me to, I saw the suggestion is wait until you get a good racer that you really want to pull for, and pull as much as you possibly can, so you can 3-star most of your girls, if not every single one of them. So I will probably wait until I have around 120k carats until I pull for a character. So I am not sure that I will have that all by the moment that Mika is on the banner, but I probably will be able to get as much as that by the time that Manhattan Cafe is on the banner. Hi love, I'm cleaning, so I'm lurking and listening. Awesome. Hello love. Thank you so much for being and listening. Bio has 20% bonus on wit.
무슨 일 있었던 겐가?
0 debuff has Narita as a rival. Oh yeah. Yeah, she clearly has a character that looks like she's focused on wit.
네, 하지!
Yeah, but it's terrible that she's so focused on wit but 0 debuffs. Well, thank you for stopping in. I hope you enjoy your time. Of course I did. I always have a good time. And by all means, I don't know, like, when you're gonna stream next. You might continue your streaming sessions. You might take a break because you know why. But I wanna be there, you know? Even if I'm not talking. For Umas, you only need 30k. So you just need to pity once, unlike support cards. Oh yeah, but still, even though I just need to pity once for the actual Uma, I want to get as many copies as possible, so I'm thinking about pities as a way for me to know how much I need to save, you know? And again, for cards it's the same, it's 30k, but you just need once, different than the cards that you need multiple times. That's why I said 120, because that's for 4 cards. I have a 4-star Beulah. I love her, but damn, she's a pain to train. I can imagine. If she's all focused on wit.
나중에 또 보자고요. 무리
Wait,
좀 할수.
what?
다시 몰려올 테니까.
Sometime later. Ooh, that was a relief. At least it wasn't indestructible. A rubble of broken stones lay about the exhausted sinner's feet. But that didn't last long. I see. It fades away to naught. Yeah, while the entity took the form of a stone steel, an object commonly composed of inorganic matter, it is likely that its existence itself is perceived as religious artifact in certain determined locales. True. That giant object did suddenly appear out of thin air before dropping right in front of us. The steel, which had once threatened the sinners with its tentacles, soon disappeared from our sight like it never existed. If False hadn't pushed me into the hallway just in time, I'd have been... Dante! We would have all died forever if that thing had crushed me too. We were not crushed by the steel, to be exact. The real issue was the shockwave that came after the crash. I thought I slipped away in time, but I had no idea the shockwave would be so deadly. We're going to have to find a way to deal with that shockwave somehow, or it'll be too risky to continue with the Walpurgis Night expedition. I'm not saying that I'm scared of the pain I have to go through when reviving the sinners, which really hurts, of course, especially when it's 12-fold, but I'm not sure if I want to ask them repeatedly run a mission that is a guaranteed kill them in the end. Moreover, we don't even know if whatever we'll find here will be worth all the troubles. According to the information given, it is said that ordeals cannot occur in immediate succession. They cannot occur right after one another. What, did that giant piece of rock have nothing to do with an ordeal then? Yes, it was indeed an ordeal of Violet. However, this was the noon of Violet. Ordeals of the noon are a degree higher than ordeals of the dawn, which we already have experience with. False brows were frowning at a nigh imperceptible angle. She was signing even as she relayed this information to us, clearly perturbed by something. I suddenly recalled what Paul speculated back at the warp train, that the Gesso shaft may have made a purposeful omission. You think this is the Gesso shaft withholding information from you again? There is no evidence to say for certain they did not withhold the information regarding the ordeal of noon. Thus, a more likely explanation is that this was merely a manifestation of a rare possibility. Yet, your suggestion does concern me. If it was indeed a manifestation of a rare possibility, then we must seek for clues in the Walpurgis Night that may point us to an explanation. So, should we explore further? But, hello everyone, can you hear me? A loud buzz, crackle, and a familiar voice broke through the awkward silence we were meandering in. Blimey, who said that? Oh, I hearken unto thee! Oh, I guess I can hear your answer anyway. Ignore what I just said. Hello, this is Hod from the training team speaking. It appears to be the Sephira Hod, whose name we first learned in the earlier document, is the one speaking to us. So this is her voice, huh? Gotta say, this is kinda what we expected her to sound, right? We are all investigating how and why an ordeal of noon occurred immediately after the dawn. I understand that an unfamiliar situation like this may cause a sense of alarm and anxiety, but there's nothing to worry about as long as you remember to reference the instructions under the exception measure, which I made sure to mention in every training session. Exception 40 AA. Just how many exceptions did she come up with? She must be a leader with a very hands-on approach on team management. Commanders who are overprotective of their personnel often make such mistakes. Guys, I don't think it's time to share our first impressions. We don't know what measures she's thinking about. At this rate, we'll get... Oh, there was a dull thick. Justice Sinclair began to air his concerns. Just get shot. You there at the lobby. You've been dozing off during our drills, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I explained that our outlier cases like this will be firing physical intervention shield bullets we share with the middle layer. So are you acting all surprised like you've never been shot before? Shield bullets? The bullet does sound kind of familiar actually. We carefully approached Sinclair to take a closer look when the projectile hit him. Oh hey, I recognize this. Looks like it's a decay peel. That almost melted me into a puddle back at K-Corp. I'm getting unpleasant goosebumps just for thinking about it. You were totally badass though. Is she jumping right in front of Dante, taking the bullet for them and everything? Then she went ahead and hurled a bloody harpoon into the clockhead's shoulder herself, only a few months later. Like a good circular narrative structure. Okay, you're smart asses. It's not a K-Corp ampule. While it's true that K-Corp's technology was used to regenerate its employees, a barrier field like this fundamentally differs from the type of technology used by K-Corp. It is said the Lobotomycorporation maintained collaborative relationships with other wings, including K-Corp. Through the said collaborations, they obtained bullets and ampules of diverse functionalities useful for working of this company. It appears that the shield bullet is a result of one such partnership. Wait, then this bullet will... It is said that this bullet can partially negate physical damage, which is also known as red damage in lobotomycorporation terminology. It will likely shoot us from the shockwave created by the steel as well. We'll have a counseling session later about your lack of focus during training. For now, please try to suppress this ordeal of noon as soon as possible. I'll give everyone a physical intervention shield, so let's try to take care of this ordeal with as few casualties as possible. Dante, let us... Oh, right. Let us get a move on and deal with the other steals as well. Indeed, it would be preferable if we returned after confirming the destruction of the steals in other areas as well. We will have to visit the Lobotomycorporation headquarters of different possibilities as well. We will make sure we will make use of the Sephora and the shield as soon as we are able then. Good idea. Thanks to the unexpected support from the Sephora, we're able to explore further through the Warburg this night. All those trainings were for their own good. Is that so hard to understand? It was just that I couldn't help but to think back at Hod's last few utterances that managed to slip through the static. It made me wonder what really went down here at the headquarters of Lobotomycorporation. Oh yeah, L Corp with no worker safety. I mean, she just gave us a shield bullet. Yeah, that's
승리의 포효가
that's not work
세상의
safety, you know?
아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가?
I felt safe.
없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런 것일 테니.
It is time, guys. We worked tirelessly, but we are here. This is Kanto 7. Are you guys ready to witness peak? So I hope you guys can hold that peak because I have to stop stream. Woo! 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 Yes, Archer's gonna go get lunch. And I'll be back in a couple of hours and then we're gonna experience peak. Yeah, we're not gonna experience peak right now. I asked that question just so I could actually demoralize everybody by saying no. No problem. No, he's eating. How dare you? Yes, Yuri's with them. No peak for now, but I will be back probably in a couple of hours, probably 4 or 5, and then we're gonna start experiencing peak. But yes, guys, without further ado, it's still Father's Day, and I still gotta go out with my uncle, which I consider a father, or that's exactly the message that I sent him said so. And he said, "Oh, please, my son, then let's go grab lunch." So, you know, that's what happens whenever you're nice. People pay lunch for you. Even though it's Father's Day. So technically, I will be the one that was supposed to pay for it. But you know, beggars can be choosers. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Also, have a nice whatever you guys are gonna get. I don't know how many are gonna be joining me later today. Because I know time zones and kind of things. A lot of you could be sleeping or already working because it's already gonna be Monday. But regardless, thank you so much everybody that came, had fun. I know this is a shorter one, but I will be back later. But yeah, have a nice one, everyone. Thank you so much. Archer here playing some Limbus Company, and I see you all on the next. Archer is out. Bye bye, guys.